Today we're going to be revisiting Infinite Warfare. Unfortunately, I'm only a level 13 over here on my PlayStation account. If we were over on Xbox, I actually don't remember what prestige I made it to, but I know it wasn't Prestige Master. I made it up the chain to one of the prestiges, but in recent times, anytime that I go back to play these like PlayStation 4/Xbox One era Call of Duties, I tend to go to the PlayStation side of things because these games tend to have more players online compared to the Xbox. That being said, it is kind of unfortunate because on Xbox, I had all of these weapons unlocked. And now that I'm back on PlayStation, I kind of have to restart over, go back through unlock weapons like the RVN or the Xeon, but I don't mind because the grinding in Infinite Warfare is actually a lot of fun and the challenges aren't too tedious. Furthermore, I know this is probably strange for me to say and some people might not even understand it, but for some reason, I like to start fresh in Call of Duty sometimes and start up a fresh account on like a different system. I don't know, sometimes it's nice just starting from scratch, starting out fresh, getting that level 1 experience, re-unlocking everything. A lot of people probably won't understand that and some people might even think I'm crazy for it. Heck, I might be crazy for that. Don't get me wrong, I'm not the type of guy to reset my stats. Not once have I ever reset my stats in a Call of Duty game, but that being said, you know, sometimes it is nice just to, again, start out fresh on a new system or a platform you haven't played on before and just, you know, re-experience that sense of progression. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't played a futuristic Call of Duty in a while. Like, I do play Black Ops 3 quite often, but most of the time when I'm on that game, I'm playing the zombies, so I'm still readjusting to the advanced movement and all that, so if I do pretty terrible in this video, that would be why. Okay, we got a guy over here. I'm trying to experiment and use some different weapons that I've never like used. Right now I'm using this Raging EMX or whatever it's called because I had a variant for it and the variant for it actually looks pretty nice. It's got like this blue camo that like moves around. The maps in Infinite Warfare are also pretty solid as well. Right now we're playing on Retaliation and yeah, there's so many maps in Infinite Warfare, not even including the DLCs, but just like, you know, the base game maps. There's so many in this game that were just like memorable where as soon as I get on them, like I recognize them immediately. Our combat focus ready. I'm gonna try to pop this off, see if we can get on some shrieks. Come on. Oh no, are you kidding me, man? I just wasted my combat focus. Both in this game and Black Ops 3, it sucks when you pop off your combat focus and you just get sniped out immediately. Another thing I loved about Infinite Warfare was the mission teams. Even if it was something small, right? Like getting however many kills with a pistol or an assault rifle or a ballistic weapon, like it just made you play differently for that one match or gave you something to go for. So then every match in a way kind of felt unique and different if you chose to engage with those challenges, which personally I always did because anytime that a game, it doesn't matter what game it is, if there's a challenge for me to go for, or if it's like enticing me to do something differently for a reward, I'm probably gonna do it. Unless it's a Ubisoft game. That tends to be the one exception because we all know you go collect 100 feathers and then what do you get? A trophy? My time on this earth is finite. I'm not gonna go around and collect all the feathers in every single Assassin's Creed game. That isn't me. The best part about these like futuristic Call of Duty games, especially something like Infinite Warfare, is you really don't have to sweat. Like there is gonna be players that sweat, but just considering how advanced the movement is, even if you're playing casually, like there's a chance that you're probably gonna do good, right? Because even when you're playing casually, like you're still probably going to be engaging with that movement, and the more that you engage with it, you know, whether it be wall running or jumping around or sliding, like you're still a harder target to hit, so you don't necessarily even have to sweat that much to do good. And despite that, even when you're not sweating and you're just kind of like casually running around and engaging with some of the movement, it's still like visually stimulating, so there's never a time where you feel like bored or overwhelmed because there's always a way to like get away from the people that are attacking you or to get out of a bad situation. So in a way, and this may be controversial for me to say, I would say that that's almost an advantage that some of these futuristic Call of Duties have over boots on the ground games. Am I saying that I prefer advanced movement? No. When it comes to Call of Duty, I will always prefer the boots on the ground games. But that being said, I mean, it is nice from time to time, and we only have 3 of these futuristic Call of Duty games, and the most recent one that we had was obviously 7 years ago at this point with Infinite Warfare in 2016. But honestly, I wouldn't mind if they reintroduced some of the advanced movement games. There was a lot of people at the time that these games were being released where they always complained about them and they hated these games, but for me personally, I always enjoyed them. Not once did I ever complain about the advanced movement in these games. I always just thought it was cool, you know? They were trying to switch up the formula. They were trying to do something different. And I love some of the variants in this game. You see this guy using the graveyard. It had like that cool graveyard, like Halloween camo. Anybody gonna do any radical dabs? What do we got? We got the guy on the left. He's like... Dude literally just threw down a smoke bomb and disappeared. We got Genesis. Oh my gosh, I'm voting for that one. I really hope we get Genesis. I love that map. Next game, I think we're gonna switch it up and use a different weapon, but that weapon did pretty decent. I remember the NV4 was a pretty contentious weapon during the main life cycle. If you use that one variant of the NV4, like everybody was like, no, that dude's a noob. In fact, I think there was a point where just using the weapon period made you kind of a noob just because it was like really overpowered or overtuned at one point. The ERAD or the URAD, however you're supposed to say this, this was one of my favorite weapons in the game. This one was actually really nice. Here we are on Genesis, man. This is one of my favorite maps in the game. Oh, I can't decide. Erad, K-Bar, Trench. You know what? I might rock out with the Trencher. This is one of the DLC weapons that they added a bit later on, but I've always loved this one. I always love like those Type 100 or Sten type weapons in Call of Duty games. Maybe it's just because I enjoy like World War II weaponry. I've always just enjoyed the aesthetics and feels of weapons like the STG, the MP40, other World War II weapons like that. I'm not trying to do anything too crazy this match, but if we can get on a couple of streaks, that would be nice. I did kind of switch up some of my streaks earlier this morning, so I do have some higher streaks that I can go for. Guys around back, there we go. The Trenchers, you know, this thing can still clean up. Got a couple of guys out here. Oh my gosh, my aim is absolutely terrible right now. I'm also downloading a couple other Call of Duties. Yes, plural, a couple other Call of Duties, so there is a couple of stutters in my connection right now. I'm not necessarily lagging, but it is stuttering from time to time, some packet loss and all that. And if anyone is curious, yes, I am downloading multiple Call of Duties because I do plan to make a couple more videos, like revisiting some of these. It feels crazy to have to say this, but these older Call of Duties, to me, Infinite Warfare is still like a new Call of Duty, but I gotta realize, man, this game literally came out 7 years ago this year. Black Ops 3 is gonna be turning 8 years old. Black Ops 2 is gonna be turning 11. World of War is gonna be turning 15, man. Dude, Call of Duty 4 is gonna be turning 16. That means that that game is literally old enough to dry. Next year, the very first Call of Duty is gonna be old enough to drink. Out of any Call of Duty that I've tried going back to revisit on PS4, like when it comes to some of the older ones, Infinite Warfare seems to be the most alive, and surprisingly, Black Ops 3 seems to be one of the more dead ones for some reason. I don't know if it's just me, because I don't even have any DLCs installed on my PS4 outside of The Giant, which is a Zombies map, and Zombies Chronicles, which is, again, a Zombies map. I don't even have any of the core DLCs. But anytime that I get on Black Ops 3 and try to matchmake, I literally can't get into a match. I don't know if the Black Ops 3 servers on PS4 was maybe hacked, but I haven't been able to find a match in weeks. So I'd definitely love to hear from you guys down below. Is that just a me thing? Are the servers on an Xbox maybe a bit more alive? Because as of now, PS4 servers are just quite literally dead. We got combat focus ready again. Let's see if we maybe get some streaks going this time. Trying to be careful. I know this is an advanced movement COD, but never mind. I was trying to say that I'm trying to play a bit more tactically, but yeah, that didn't work out either. Again, it's that thing with advanced movement Call of Duties, and just classic Call of Duty in general. Like, you don't even need to sweat that hard like the new games. Like, sure, you can sweat, you can try to go a bit crazier, but even if you play casually, like, you're still guaranteed at least a couple kills per life. I miss the days when, like, anytime I got on Call of Duty, I had that choice. I could either sweat or I could just kind of play casually like this, kick back, have a nice conversation. Anytime that you get on Modern Warfare 2, unless you're playing Shipment, like, you have to sweat. You have to stay fully engaged the entire time, and I get it. Some people like that, but at the same time, like, man, if you want to sweat that hard, if you want to take the game that seriously, go play ranked. It's not even necessarily the game's fault or the way that, like, MW2 is designed. It's just because, well, SBMM, everybody knows that. And while, yes, these older Call of Duty games like Black Ops 3, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, and apparently even some of the older ones did have a skill-based matchmaking, at least that's what Activision says. It wasn't anywhere near as egregious as it was now. It was a very light sense of SBMM. I have 11 keys, which means we could open a common supplies drop, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna save them because I do plan to play more Infinite Warfare. In fact, I know, oh man, see, the thing is, I really want to purchase the DLCs on PS4, right? So then I get access to the other Zombies maps. But I know as soon as I do that, that's going to destroy any chance that I have of finding multiplayer lobbies. At least I think so. So I'm really in the middle of what to do right now. I think I'm going to hold off for now, even though I really want to. With how alive the player base still is on this game, I'm considering maybe even going for Black Sky. You guys have to let me know. Is that something you guys would be interested in seeing? And also let me know, what are your thoughts on Infinite Warfare as a whole? Because for me, campaign, multiplayer, zombies, this game knocked it out of the park, man. I absolutely love this game. But anyway, as always, a massive shout out, thank you to all the Patrons and channel members. Thank you to all of you in the low baller tier, and even bigger shout out, thank you to all of you in the big baller tier, Melasking and Big Daddy Matty, and the biggest shout out, thank you all to all of you in the G tier, Ron Avengers and Cheese Girl. Thank you guys so much. You guys are literal legends. I love you. Thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing day. Stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.